The Cats, they were pretty busy. Stephen Wells, very busy man. So they got Connor O'Sullivan at 11, Mitch Edwards, 32, Sean Manor, your boy, George Stevens, 58, Oliver Wiltshire at 61, and Lawson Humphreys rounding out at 63.
Stephen Wells masterclass.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think so.
Just
It was pretty popular on draft nights.
He pulled a few rabbits out of the hat. Obviously, it remains to be seen just how this draft crop goes, but obviously his history with some mature age pickups is unmatched across the league when you look at guys like Tim Kelly, Tom Stewart, Sam Menegola, James Podsiadly. So hopefully they can get something similar in Sean Manor. Obviously, it was a big talking point leading into the draft. Had that VFL Grand Final performance, 27-6, Norm Goss medal winner in a losing side. But the Cats said, their interest in him was, well before the draft. They were happy to see him perform well, obviously, to a degree. In the same sense, they probably would have liked him to have a mild game. They still would have swooped on him. But even at the mid-season draft, he was a potential pickup. And Wells kind of said they probably just didn't have the list spots or the need to facilitate a move for Sean Manor. I think they got Mitch Hardy instead. So look, they get him now, and he's going to be one that's you'd think is going to be in the round one conversation mix. You're not drafting a 26-year-old to give him time to develop. So just explosive midfield forward, and you'd think he'd get looks in both those areas of the ground. Connor O'Sullivan, as you mentioned, their first pick of the draft. Key defender, 197, 198 centimeters tall, good intercept, good lockdown player, can swing forward. So one that maybe very similar to Sam DeConing, I guess. So they might give him a year or two before he gets a look, just like they did with Sam, and you see how well that's turned out so far. Mitch Edwards, ruck pickup. I'm not sure if many thought they were going to go down that kind of route, at least with their first pick on night 2. But similar to some guys we mentioned earlier in the show, just really good bottom age seasons, and maybe it was injury and form that kind of saw them slide back a bit, but plenty of potential and upside. He's 204 centimeters, I think. A bit of a project player, much like they've got with Toby Conway. So it's going to be interesting to see which of those kind of emerge as the next ruckman for their midfield group. And then I'll get to George Stevens next, maybe. Another one that's body's really ready. Like I think he's 100 kilos, 190 centimeters maybe. Might not be that tall, but just a big bull. Play inside midfield. Can maybe play off halfback as well. AFL Academy player, Coates Talent Team of the League player. So he could be one that gets a look next year if they like what they see. He played a couple of VFL games for Geelong this year and actually had a team high, I think 27 disposals during one of those games. So some ready-made talent there. Then Oliver Wiltshire was the first kind of bolter pick out of Barwon Heads, so a local footy player. I think he's seen as like a small forward, sprightly type. Off's good run. Stephen Wells just said he just has these uncanny moments and these things that kind of make him stand out among the rest of the field. And that's kind of why they went for him. Obviously, another one right from under their nose at Barwon Heads. So one that they would have put a lot more attention into than any other club would have. And then Lawson Humphreys, very similar story. I think he was draft eligible a couple of years ago out of Swan Districts. So I think he's like a midfielder, but maybe can likely start off half back, bit of run, and like another just surprise pickup. And then to top it all off, they picked up Emerson Jika at the rookie draft on Wednesday. Obviously, former Hawthorn player, used as a key forward, trialled as a key defender, which is probably where Geelong might look at him. Like they probably want options at both ends. So that's going to be really interesting to see how they use him, maybe as like that Sava Radicalea type project player. Like he's supposed to join Essendon's VFL program after leaving the Hawks, and now he's back on an AFL list with Geelong. So it's going to be a good one to watch for Emerson Jika.
Yep. Good haul for Geelong. So